Ready, let's go. Hello!
Per your question, no, I was not ready. No, I'm not right.
No, this is going to be a beautiful intro then. Right.
I mean, I'm still drinking the tea.
If you're not ready.
Yeah, okay, you can have like a few seconds. Let me finish drinking some of my tea.
Right. I get to spin a wheel around. Wait, did you already do this? I don't care. I'm doing it anyway.
Whee! I'm not sure this is what thruster packs were invented for.
I mean, it's a great use of them.
Yeah, they should have been.
Alright.
You're going to show how you'd go about this. Raph, don't die!
Send more cannon fodder at me. You're all worthless. Oh, I love this gun. It's not the best iteration.
I'm pretty sure my tea will stay warm now.
Oh.
Do you want the episode whilst I talk?
Can
then?
I?
Yes, sure. Sure.
I love Ratchet Clank.
I'll sit down.
And I'm going to have... Oh no, I thought for a moment...
This is the Rappy only episode.
I was going to be doing a goddamn grind section, the worst part.
Ratchet Clank 2016... Kataro,
I get all the fun sections.
Kelbo 2,
Kelbo
3. Kelbo 3, Raph only.
That took a while.
Best joke! Best joke! Humour of the Year Award, that goes to me.
I guess I should.
Yeah, okay, so workplace. For a while, Captain Dread left the site, and we had two other labourers brought in to assist with the job. It was very nice because one of the reasons I loved this current job site is it's the best welfare we've ever had on site because the kitchen was still there. Meaning we had hot water from the get-go, an oven from the get-go. We've been able to cook ourselves bacon for lunch at work.
Oh, great.
It's a far cry from the one time where we were on a job site where in order to have our tea we had to boil the water on a stove.
Yeah.
And we had to turn on a generator just to use the toilet.
Wow.
But so this job site, yeah, it's been pretty nice, the stuff we've had from the get-go, and we had to destroy all the beauty of it. Because, you know, it's like one of those nice old buildings, you know, with just lots of charm and such, and it's like, let's ruin every bit of charm it has.
Hurry up and die. That's why you need a sniper rifle.
You said there was no point!
Well, yeah, there's no point in most maps, but you're not got the rocket launcher either.
Because we had enough stuff to level up as it was.
I'm not using...
Now everything's starting to get max, I might as well buy the rest.
Yeah.
But...
I have no ranged weapons.
We ended up getting two labourers on, and I'm going to mention one by name, because it's an agency labourer, so it's never really going to be tracked down. It's just their first names. Oh, I'm going to mention both by name, just for a minute. One of them was called Francis. So, for the first week or so... I was constantly getting his name wrong, and Dad never learnt his name by the end of it.
That sounds about right.
And the other one was called Bill.
I'm a failure.
Bill was a older fellow, who I'm pretty sure smoked half the day. Which meant that every time he had to go up the stairs, because there's a lot of stairs, it's not like terrible per se. Like we haven't had to carry too heavy of a thing up and down them. But there's a lot of there's sort of like big and rather awkwardly shaped stairs, you know, clearly for little people feet, you know, made back in like a, early 1800s sort of thing.
Yeah.
Where everyone had small feet for some reason. Everyone was midgets back then. Because all the doors are so small. For all the older buildings. But Bill was always having a hard time breathing by the end of it. Like, he'd be always panting out, sort of going up and down the stairs just a couple of times. And I was always thinking, you know, maybe if you smoked less, you'd have an easier time having oxygen go into your system.
I mean, yeah, that is the case.
I mean, to be fair, he was also, like, I'm pretty sure 5 years he'd have been retired, so... But the funny thing is, on his hard hat, he had written Bill.
Yeah.
Dad never once got his name right. He kept calling him Bob. And I'm like, he has his name on his hard hat! It's not like a name tag where it's hard to see. It's literally his hard hat.
I realised apparently I'm dying.
Yes, you are. And then with Francis, to show how much of a sort of change there was between him and Captain Dread. Captain Dread I could talk video games with, or anime, because Captain Dread learned how to speak Japanese because he was tired of having to look at a screen to watch an anime.
Which is fair.
So he wanted to be able to just close, do something else, or just close his eyes and try to sleep whilst listening to anime.
That doesn't sound so bad.
The fluffy bunny room has been
Okay, this is a good joke.
death and dismemberment protocol.
Of course.
Yeah, okay,
This is
that
also
was
great for the Sheepanator.
yeah, that was a funny moment. Yeah, Captain Dread I could talk video games and anime with and all that. Francis' interest was football. Like everything football. He watched all the matches, as many matches as possible, sort of like non-specific teams, knew the sort of like political stuff behind it and such.
Quite a drastic change.
Yeah, so I only had like a couple lengthy conversations with him. One was to do with football management because the current England manager got kicked out for basically doing things which are highly questionable and not exactly and against FA rules.
Yeah.
And it's like you proclaimed this to be your dream job. You had it for like 2 weeks. Right, 2 months. That was it, and you managed to lose it in spectacular fashion.
That's the best way to go, though.
Yeah.
Claim it's your dream job and be a failure. Hello.
Don't believe it! Ratchet and Clank here at Gadgetron!
You failed to save an entire planet from being destroyed. Clearly, worthy
My name's
hero.
Wendell Lumos. My eyebrows look weird against my slimy body. Seriously, hair with a slimy body is just always a bit odd.
I'm afraid we're out of that product. Those darn blarg have been raiding our stockpiles. Mine are secure.
He also has glasses without ears. I think they're stapled onto his head.
Yeah, it does look. It kind of went fuzzy there, but it did look like he'd got.
Yeah, so... Do you want me to do the hoverboard? Seeing
Enjoy.
I have
It's a rap
control.
only episode, remember?
Oh, true.
Cabello free, Kelbo free, rap only.
I have to do some...
I cannot once get this joke right.
No. At least I managed to get my Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls edition jokes right.
We've still not uploaded the episode where we make those jokes properly.
Well, no.
Because we've uploaded all the minis in the wrong order.
Yeah, it starts off like I make the
Spelunky
jokes.
was admittedly the first one, but
I make the jokes, but we don't start with the ones with the jokes started. Alright. Alright, let's do this.
Look at that trick! Oh, it beat me. Don't forget, the winner gets our most valuable product, a prototype hollow guide.
oh, there was a shortcut.
Yep.
Interesting.
It reminds me of Sonic R.
But as the job progressed, there was hard parts, there was good parts, but Captain Dread eventually came back.
Did this asshole get in front of me?
I was enjoying parts of it, I wasn't enjoying some parts of it. But that's more I can say for most of the jobs I have to do as a labourer. So, honestly, things were going pretty well. I was having consistent work, and at first, we had plenty recorded. Problem was, is that the consistent work kept on continuing, and I started, running out of, and we started running out of episodes. And then, the stonemason came onto the job. The stonemason is one of the older blokes who don't really follow any health and safety rules, whereas I have a penchant for following the health and safety rules
Yeah.
wherever I can. Me and him didn't get along. I found the way he talked to me condescending. I found, he seemed to be very arrogant and kind of brushed off the work I did as a labourer's job. He seemed to
Look down on you
look
constantly.
down on me for kind of my lack of ambition. It's like to be fair, I'm not wanting really to be in part of this job, and like he commented how like he'd been to like he was travelling in Australia for a whole year at the age of like 21. I'm like,
And?
yeah, good for you. It's like I wouldn't care though. You survived Australia,
Which is an impressive feat.
but it's like, yeah, good for you. I don't want to do that sort of thing. It's like, if I just want to have a nice steady life where I get to enjoy myself. Is that so wrong?
Yeah. And I mean, they already...
I don't have ambitions to do anything grand. I just like to finally have a steady job.
They left the UK, so why would we want to visit them? We disowned them.
Australia is still part of the Commonwealth, though.
True. They're slightly more loved than the Americans.
The Americans don't worship our king and queens.
Cool, so...
Bow down already!
Come in. We've got the holo.
I got the holo guys for you. I can't be bothered to do the other ones.
Oh. Nah, I'm going to avoid saying that just to make sure I don't go into a political conversation
Please
there.
don't do it again. It's so boring.
I will just say though, pollsters. I really should have bet money in that recent US election, because the moment the pollsters predicted that one side would have a majority, would have a complete majority win, I knew the obvious answer. It's going to be the opposite. Yeah, sure, buy it. The obvious answer is it's going to be the opposite. The pollsters have gotten it wrong every single time lately.
Should I buy the plasma striker as well?
Just buy everything.
Cool, you just have enough money. And you want the fusion bomb or Sheepinator upgraded?
I'm probably going to use... Sheepinator has nothing popping up so far, so Fusion Bomb.
No.
Wait, does Zircon Jr. have a separate tally?
No.
Oh.
That's the Gloves of Doom.
No, but it said Zircon Jr. down there.
No, that's the new name for the Zircon.
Oh, okay, but it's still summoned Zircon though.
Yeah, some Zircon and Zircon Jr.
Okay, no, you only get Zircon Jr. now, an inferior version.
Right, so I mean, you're probably never going to use this weapon. Plasma Striker, use like this.
That is definitely a sniper.
You use it to basically just take out enemies. It will also highlight their weak points.
Oh, that's neat.
And if you shoot them in the red spots, it does double damage. I think it also does piercing.
Yeah, but yeah, problems I had with the Stonemason was that he had no patience, no regard for health and safety.
This
I
is
was
a
constantly
rocket
having to
launcher.
close the ladder gates, which the main reason with the ladder gates is it was more of a case of making sure that Dad doesn't have a bad health and safety report, because he failed his last one because the health and safety guy was a bit of a hard ass.
Hold on a second, I'm going to ask. Do you want me to carry on with the story, or... Actually, I want you to do the rest of the story, so maybe
Yeah.
I'll just do more races.
Yeah, do more races.
Literally the worst part of this game.
but
I
the
know
thing-
that's what grinding rails was, but...
The thing is, like, more so with the ladder gates rather than the safety factor. Like, sure, yeah, he'll, he's aware of what he's doing and such, but it's more that Dad won't get a bad health and safety report because he's, didn't get a good one last time because the guy was a bit too techie with things. It's like, yes, people with dust sort of sweeping up without a dust mask. However, they were suppressing dust because we had a water spray on site. And from the previous health and safety report we had, it turns out, oh, you are allowed to go without a dust mask if you've got a water spray.
Yeah.
Because you're suppressing the dust. It's basically do one thing or the other. You don't have to do both.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, but apparently, no, it didn't go by with that guy. And like lots of like little things like paperwork that hadn't been sent in, which is not Dad's fault. Other people not sending him the right paperwork.
Yeah.
And our contracts manager made a mistake in the he told Dad that Dad didn't need any temporary works paperwork.
Yeah.
Because we were going to build this small sort of like a prop setup because we had to get the steel up.
Yeah.
And you can't we were lifting the steel, but we couldn't lift it high enough because, funny enough, we're not all that tall.
Yeah.
Even you wouldn't be able to, and you're freakishly tall.
That's impressive.
But yeah, and Dad got into trouble for it. So the contracts manager was made to feel rather embarrassed from that because he was the one who assured Dad that.
Yeah, that was
wasn't a problem.
entirely his fault.
Yeah. Yeah, the contracts manager seems to have gone more approving of me lately, which is kind of funny. Like, he's been very keen for me to be doing more things. You know, like he sort of like said, whenever Dad sort of asked for more labour, he's like, "Oh no, Liam can do that. Oh, just have Liam go up and do that. Liam can spare a hand to do that."
That's
it's
good
like,
then.
yeah, it's funny. It's like he forgot that he fired me last year. He fired me, and then like in November of last year, and then February he was like, "Oh, bring Liam in if you need to." It's like, I thought I was fired.
I thought I finally got freedom!
I've been fired from my job as a labourer twice. The first time was by mistake. I was because when I was on the job for 4 months consistently, despite being hired as a casual worker, and wow, they really do up the challenge in that. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. It's to punish you for trying to take a shortcut that they give you.
Yeah. But to be fair, you have abused it.
Well, you're supposed to, because everyone's naturally quicker than you.
Yeah.
That's like the point of these.
But
Sugar.
the thing is, I was but when I sort of left the job after those 4 months, because I said I wasn't needed because I've been on that job for ages and there wasn't any more labouring work that could be done.
Yeah.
And this was the very first job I was on, very first site I was on.
Yeah.
The person in charge of sorting out the paperwork and employment things thought I was quitting outright, and so took me off the job entirely, rather than keep me on listed as casual contract.
Yeah.
So technically that's more like they registered me as having quit, but given it was them who put me down for it, rather than me saying I quit, I'd count that as being fired. And then I got fired again last year because I was working slow on one of the jobs, and it's like, it's pouring down with rain and no one likes this site. The site is cursed. Despite working near and right by a church, this site was cursed.
Yeah.
Nothing went right. Everything went wrong. No one was happy about it. It was one of those jobs where you realise, like, even just like a couple months in, it would have been far easier if we just took the entire building down first. It's not like anything we have to preserve. We could have just taken the building down, making it easier to do all the stuff at the beginning, and then, made the job a heck of a lot easier building it all from the ground up. But yeah, I'm in work a lot, been working a lot. The stonemason has finally left because we finally built that chimney, so I don't have to deal with him anymore. And our constant arguments. The thing is, he's always wanting to talk as well, and it's like, we have nothing we can talk about. And the main thing he talks about is him just complaining. So many complaints. Sort of like what I'm doing now, complaining about him. But no, I don't have to deal with the stonemason anymore, unless I unfortunately get put on another job with him. But yeah, chimney's done. I did have to go up the chimney the other day to help out the plasterer, but I'm able to have more of a conversation with the plasterer, and he doesn't try to talk as much.
Silence is bliss.
Yeah, and as a result though, I got stuck in the rain up a chimney, meaning it was freezing cold, and so I ended up having the next day off. Funny enough, I also burnt my hand as well using the steamer.
That's
Because I've
impressive.
been taking wallpaper off walls, and the steamer, obviously it's a big square thing, and you got the handle.
Yes.
But like if you fall flat against it though, you're not gonna grip on the handle. Your wrist is gonna hit against the flat bit.
Yeah.
And despite being obviously the opposite side, it's still very hot.
I guess I triggered a cutscene. Here's the
Okay,
controller.
thank
did
you.
It. It's your fault.
Yeah.
Once and for all, by energizing the hollow guys Ratchet and Clank acquired from Gadgetron.
We're gonna actually do this the smart way.
Captain Quark for a short period of time, while in disguise.
How did two people become one?
Don't think about it.
Oh, you can tell Dr. Nefarious is in charge of it. I mean, you got his head as the building.
It's literally just Nefarious' ship designs. This should be the last planet.
I thought there was a second to last.
Honestly. No,
Because you got the planet, then you got the space station.
Yeah, this is a space station.
Oh.
Copy that.
Also, I'm pretty sure that entire plan has everyone else doing nothing.
I'll punch in our new flight.
Oh no, I think
So, like everything
I think they have
that
to flip
happens
it
in
around.
Ratchet and
Yeah,
Clank.
go to the plan. Nah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it should be the last mission.
Okay, hooray!
Yay.
And 20 minutes in, we'll say, cheer everyone!
Bye!